Welcome back, everybody. We're in Sanliurfa today, and we're going to be spending a lot of time at the Göbeklitepe archaeological site. Please forgive my pronunciation or lack thereof. There's the Buy Me a Cup of Coffee link, and here are the generous contributors. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Super appreciate you. Really means a lot, truly. And I think all the manhole covers are like little fingerprints of each city. So here we go up to the Göbeklitepe, and this is incredible place. Between 9,000 and 8,500 BC. It was built over 1,500 years. Look at the relief details on this stuff. So these are birds that are caught in a net. We're going to see this at a different angle here in a minute. And look at this. So you can see the net pattern over the birds, how they would like hunt for birds. And look at the detail on that wild boar. Is that crazy or what? Really mind-boggling. So you have to take into account, these were hunter-gatherers. Look at the relief on that animal. And it's really interesting. What they've determined from this site is that, again, these were hunter-gatherers by virtue of the time frame that this was built. And this required massive cooperation and huge populations to be able to do this. And they said by the fossil record that they identified multiple species of birds and mammals and fish that are no longer alive today. And that this predated agriculture. So what the evidence shows is that agriculture was developed to support worship. This is a religious site. They call it a cult, which is fine, whatever. But that agriculture was developed second to help support this construction. That's what they say. And I mean, some of these are so easily identifiable, right? And this is on top of the highest hill around. And they use limestone in the mortar between the stones to help it be stronger, to help the structures be stronger and last longer, and much like modern masonry. It's unbelievable. And then when I got back to the parking lot, someone left a sticker on my motorcycle, and it was pretty awesome. We connected via WhatsApp later. There were 1 million motorcycles in the parking lot. It was like ride your motorcycle to the archaeological site day or something. I wanted to get footage of when I first pulled up, but I'm not sure my GoPro switched off or something. But yeah, lots of ADV bikes. You see a 1200 RT there and the GTL and so on. Okay, so as I'm going back, there's this little town, and there's all these little kids, and they're running around, and they were gonna try and jump on that truck, but then they were coming over to look at the motorcycle, and then they were trying to jump on the motorcycle, and they're turning the throttle on it, and they kept literally jumping on the back of the motorcycle. And so these trucks were moving really slow. This is sped up, but I would feel like the whole motorcycle would move, and I'd look back and there'd be a kid on there, and I'd be like, you got to get off. And they really wanted to be on there. So when I saw my opportunity and it opened up and there were no kids on there, I took off. I did not want that. So here's some chucker. I thought that was super cool. Chucker in that area. And there's some on the back of this bumper. And of course, somebody waves at me. It happens all the time. I love it. And then went to get gas as usual. And this guy like waves me over to the pump. These guys are awesome. I love them. And look how careful he is with filling the gas. They're so cool. And he was such a nice guy. And then his buddy came over, and we were trying to chat the best we could and figure out where I was from and what I was doing. And I was trying to speak with them. Language barrier makes it tough. But I just love these interactions. They're so fun. And then wave as I take off, and they're right there, and they wave back. They didn't wave right there, but they did. And this guy in traffic, it happens all the time. It's so much fun. And he's telling this delivery driver on the left that he should get a motorcycle like mine. That's literally what he was saying. Okay, so this is some of the streets. Oh, and this kid, he wanted to give me a fist bump and ride him back to the hotel and give me a high five. Okay, so these two guys, the younger guy in the center is like the owner of the hotel, and then the older guy, I think it's his older brother, and he's an incredible singer. And so he and I actually spent a lot of time together, and he was such a great guy. I mean, he really made this hotel for me. I ended up getting sick later, and he was very instrumental in taking care of me and getting my medicines. What a great man. We shared tea together a couple times. He's fabulous and such a talent. He had many YouTube videos of his singing and playing at different events, and such a talent. So bear with me. Soak up as much of this as you want, or fast forward if you like, but I think it's pretty remarkable.
Aşkın öyle bir dert ki bana, gelmezsen ölürüm. Aşkın öyle bir dert ki bana, sevmezsen ölürüm. Ayrılık matemini çektirme bana, ayrılığı düşünmeden gel demem sana. Ayrılık matemini çektirme bana, ayrılığı düşünmeden gel demem sana. Benden bıktın ise söyle bileyim, aşk zerini vade diye içtirme bana. Aşkın öyle bir dert ki bana, gelmezsen ölürüm. Aşkın öyle bir dert ki bana, sevmezsen ölürüm. Teşekkür ediyoruz.
That was such a special gift for me. I can't tell you how much that means to me. This is one of the times we shared tea together. It's just absolutely magical. Then the next day, I met a young man at this coffee shop, probably 12 years old, and he was a go-getter. He was just on it and friendly and helpful and good with the customers. And I told him how amazing he was and how he's doing a great job. He was a good guy. So pay attention to those pillars. We're going to see those again. This is a beautiful park on the way to a museum that I was going to. Just gorgeous in the shadow of that castle. I actually got to see some fish. It was nice to see fish. And then this is the museum I went to. Don't ask me the name, but look at these tools. And then this statue is like the oldest statue of a human yet found. It's 11,000 years old, and the eyes are made of obsidian. Really incredible. And you can pause here and read about it if you like. I know it's pretty small, but you can also Google. I'm not the expert for sure. And then these carvings, these animal carvings, are just insane. And remember, this is pre-agriculture. These are hunter-gatherers who built these things, or carved these things. And again, there are multiple species of mammals and birds and fish alive at the time that aren't now. And here's obviously a boar. This boar right here, just what a specimen. So incredible. The tongue and the teeth and the ears. I mean, it's just amazing. These were considered maybe doorways. Nobody really knows, of course. And then there's an artist rendering in the back of what these sculptures may have looked like when they were all together. But again, really remarkable. And then here's some later pottery with the spigot. I thought that was pretty cool with that little spout coming out. And then they were talking about how they used different materials to dye and paint the pottery, and how each region had its own design. Look at these kids' toys. Tell me those aren't cars. Those are totally cars. And then there's also whistles and rattles in there, and the rattles and the whistles still work. I love this period. This is obviously much, much later, but this was really interesting too. These were carved in such a way that they had 5 legs. This creature here is what they were trying to depict, but they had 5 legs so that it looked like from one angle it was walking. Really crazy. And then these ancient tablets. Again, I'm not the tour guide, I'm not the historian, I'm not an archaeologist. I just love this stuff and soak it up. And you can tour the museum with me without getting museum back. So this is that castle where those 2 pillars were above the city. And there's some information there if you want to read about it. And then this was really interesting, is talking about how strong the ruler was and that kind of thing. Again, you can pause and read it if you want. And then I went over to the Mosaic Museum. Really cool. Look at this place. What a huge building. So much fun. Just beautiful. And so they had all these mosaics. Again, I'm not the historian. I'm not an archaeologist. I just love to soak this stuff up. So there's some information you can pause and read if you want. But I'm not the historian. So these huge mosaics, and they were just gorgeous. I really found that I liked the ones that were animals and geometric designs. The mythology ones weren't my favorite, but look at that duck. How cool is that? I love it. So, and then they had obviously just pieces of them, so they laid them out of what they would have been like. And there's another chucker, so cool. And we're going to see a big picture of this later, but look at that detail. And I mean, there's fully emotion in that, right? Really talented work. Reminded me of the Impressionists using solid color to blend at a distance and make it look like different colors. These big panels. So this is what it would look like all together. Just stunning, absolutely stunning. And then, look at these animals. Gosh, I just love the animals. Really remarkable. Yeah, that's just fantastic to me. And the birds, and so beautiful. And then this is a different angle of inside the space. Incredible. And then this is from a tomb, and it's like a family portrait in a tomb. And here's some information if you want to read it. Really interesting. And there's some more of that geometric stuff that I think is just fantastic. Did a really beautiful job on that. Some more of the geometric. And this reminds me of the youngest Pa's boy. So I bet you know who that is. And again, the animals are just stunning. And then this woman tried to tell me that was a gazelle. I'm pretty sure that's a rabbit. Look at this. So beautiful. And then there's a Jesus mosaic, and there's a little bit of information on this if you want to pause and read this. Really interesting. Such a incredible city. And then this is Orpheus. This is an interesting panel. And again, there's information coming up on here. If you want to pause it and read it, this is pretty interesting. And then they had cliff carvings too, just like other places have been. Besides being sick the next day, I absolutely love this city. I would totally go back. Please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Here's those amazing folks who are helping support my journey. And not only financially, but emotionally, it means so much to me. And here's a door for you, Mom. I know how much you love doors. Peace and love to you all.